everybody. Lee Roth with the Ding Ding Training Institute coming back at you from the inaugural Las Vegas version of the Mobile Tech Expo. I have the pleasure of sitting here with Mr. Tom Price. Tom, thank you very much for joining me. And you want to talk about an elder statesman, not that I'm calling you old.
Be careful.
An elder statesman of our industry. Tom has been a staple in our industry for many, many years. The originator of the Dent Olympics, as far as the Mobile Tech Expo goes, and just a super guy and a super go-to for information in the industry that has been around for, well, tell me, exactly how long have you been doing this?
I'm in my 28th year.
28
years, and I feel it. And I'm not telling you anything new. You and I have had our surgery so we can even be here.
If you add...
Notice we're sitting down.
Right, we are sitting down.
That says it all right there.
If we were to draw you Tom's surgery scars and my surgery scars, it would just look like a road map of Las Vegas. So, but hey, that's a story.
Thank God we're here, right?
Absolutely, that's a story for a beer later. So tell us, in your opinion, because you've had the opportunity to see this entire PDR industry in the United States and even overseas at times for the last 28 years, and see the industry change and develop in new tools and technologies, and manufacturers come and go and technicians come and go, those that have stayed in the industry and have made the test of time. How do you feel about the industry today and where it's at? Well,
PDR for many years was not just my living, it was my hobby, it was my everything. I got so enthused and so excited. I know we're not doing brain surgery, I know we're not solving, how the space shuttle hits orbit, but fixing somebody's car like a ghost and they can't even tell we're there,
right? It
just still gets me off to this day. The working part, the rest of the stuff is what's kind of distracted me, but the actual, just the purism of PDR. I was a high dollar detailer before that.
Right.
Did their cars way nicer than ever should have been done, but it was me, do you understand? Right. So when I saw this, I was blown away. I started with Wizard in 92, and my franchisee couldn't even tell me what, he didn't know. They'd never let him even see how a dent was repaired, and he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and hired it, but he already had another guy, and he'd never seen the process done because it was still done behind the curtain,
right.
Or out back. When I first started, I was supposed to take a car, drive it around in the cornfield. If a salesman came back, I was supposed to kick all my tools underneath, and I think I got off the story. I think I got off your question. But
no, you're fine.
It's come a long way and here's what I got to say. The whole reason all of this is here is Kevin Halewood, because we had clicks and hatred and internet keyboard warriors before we all got together in person. So we had our axe to grind with this guy, and then we came to the show and we actually shook hands and went, hey, this guy's a nice guy.
Right.
Like, I kind of bow up on the internet because that's kind of how us males kind of ruffle our peacock feathers. We're like,
absolutely.
So then you get here in person and you go, man, I thought that guy was a jerk.
Right.
Maybe I'm the jerk.
Exactly.
So the camaraderie came about, and then all the secretism of tools started breaking down, where guys would be like, hey, let me show you my mousetrap.
Right.
Oh, well, you know what? I've been trying to design that same thing. This is my mousetrap. And then here's where I think something really changed. Anson came along, had been in business for many years, just mainly plugs and odds and ends, old black and white mimeograph catalogs.
George,
Craig's dad was, right?
George Dyer.
And then he turned into this, and I mean this in the best way ever, because the Seckingers and Dyers are some of the best people in this industry.
There's not
But
better,
he became the distributor, the godfather, where he tied everybody together.
True, very true.
And if you want to get your product to market, he's an honorable man that will make a deal with you, not rip you off, not try to knock off your patent.
Right.
And now he's become the source where everything moves through. So then all those competitors are now friends.
Right.
And this guy's marketing his product, this guy's marketing this product.
Right.
And so I never dreamed this could happen. Okay? I mean, I never dreamed that all the people could sit here and we're all competing for a slice of the pie.
Absolutely, that's true.
You know, and I go way back with, and speaking of which, I'll give you my background. Started with Wizard in 92, worked there until 97, met Todd Sudak in 1996 at the NACE show in Vegas.
Right.
Todd talking a mile a minute, dun 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 dun.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And I don't think you ever met Danny Chavis.
I did not.
And it was a dun 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 dun, and they wine and dined me, and I quit Dent Wizard, came out to work for Todd. Unfortunately, being a real kind of my way or the highway conservative, California just rubbed me wrong.
Right.
But, you know, I think when I left Todd, we had some hard feelings towards each other, and now we don't. Years later, we met. He's grown. I've grown. We like each other.
Right.
We embrace each other. It's just amazing. And that wouldn't even happen without this show. I would never see him again. Do you understand?
True.
He walked into the show last year.
Absolutely.
And I saw him at Anson.
Yep.
And man, we both drifted here together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's amazing what this show does it all.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, I even, like I said, I've been in the business 15 or so years, and I had the exact same experience. And when I went to my first Mobile Tech Expo, I think it was 2016, was the first one I ever went to. And I had the opinions that you were just talking about of a few people that I had heard. I was seeing some posts. What did he mean by that? What did that one mean by this? That guy's just a, and then I got that opportunity that you just said a second ago. I met them at the show.
Sure.
Hey, Lee, nice to meet you.
Opinion totally changed, didn't it?
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like you said, and that's exactly what I thought. Maybe I'm the jerk.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the self-centered idiot that's taking what they're saying the wrong way. And I'm like, okay, and I have made some magnificent friends and some very cherished friendships over the course of the last several years, you being one of them, from this show.
Sure.
And I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to be here and do the things that not only I'm trying to help Dinking do and Dinking itself is doing, and Todd, but I'm thrilled I'm honored to be able to do the things. And you mentioned Anson, the relationship I have with them. I used to work hail with Craig Dyer.
Sure.
Craig, he won't admit it because you and I both know how humble he is. I consider him one of my mentors. I learned so much as far as my abilities over the years. Most of my glue pulling prowess, is the things that I know how to do with glue pulling. I learned most of that from Craig.
Sure.
From watching him. He's one of the best glue guys I've ever seen. But he also allowed me the opportunity to show me. And that's
invaluable.
Never used to happen in the industry. And it is. I mean, a lot of the conversations that you and I have had, just you and I talking. I mean,
I'm jealous that you get to test all the Anson products. That's the only bone I got to pick with Craig. Is Lee's 3 minutes down the road. He gets every tab clear, so I never know what it is. He gets to test it. But now I take his advice. When I came to your shop and you're like, try these. I'm like, what are they? They're like, everything looks the same. They're all clear. Someday they'll come to market with a color.
Right.
But I mean, yeah. But you're like a kid in a candy store. You get to try all this.
And I tell everybody, and thank you very much, of course. But I tell everybody, hey, I am in the coolest, most humble, most grateful situation I can ever be in, because I do get to test those products and the glues and all the tabs and everything. And Derek Yost, my buddy, East Coast. Derek's not here, but I'm throwing him under the bus. He calls me last year. He was at my shop. It was during my surgeries.
Down in Texas? Or?
Yeah, John Hiley and Mike Toledo, had the Mega Media event at my location, my shop down the street from Anson last year. I didn't get a chance to attend because I was in between surgeries. Derek Yost calls me, he goes, I am so mad at you right now. I said, why? What's going on? What's wrong? He goes, oh, there's nothing wrong. He said, I just saw your stash.
Yeah.
And I said, what stash are you talking about? He goes,
bins full of tabs. I saw them.
He goes, what do you have?
If I come down there again, when you go in the bathroom, I'm taking all those. I'm telling you right now, I'm taking all your bins. We can still be friends, but I hope you get constipated and I can take all your tabs. And I mean that in a good Christian way.
Well, thank you. He said, what do you have? Like 10,000 tabs back here or something? I said, I don't know.
Bins full of tabs.
I do. And you know, and hey, I have my favorites and my go-tos just like everybody else. But no, I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity. I'm very fortunate opportunity. And yeah, the Anson folks, and including, you know, George, when he was around, man, they're the best people in the industry. I was actually in Denver teaching a class. Tom came by the shop and, you know, was nice enough as to say, what glue are you using? What's the new thing? And the tequila, Anson's tequila turquoise, it just came out, which is, in my opinion, one of the top glues. It's great. So I think I had a few sticks, and I said, here, try these, and
it replaced my 100% Anson Black or Black Widow. That's sitting off the cart now. The tequila is every temperature as a hail guy. It's worked for me.
Good.
And what can I say? I never thought anybody would get past my Mecca and Craig did.
Yep. Yeah. No. He still comes up with a good idea or two. Well, to finish up, if I may ask you, if you had one piece of advice for a new not a student, but a new technician, somebody up and coming in the industry, or even somebody that's just getting ready to break into the industry, what would that one thing be?
Attend this show. This is where you're going to find who can train you. True. This is where you're going to get to ask 100 other guys. Some of them may have had terrible experiences. Some may have had great experiences. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you.
That's true.
They will. They're not on the internet where anybody else is going to see them.
Yep.
Nobody feels politically pressured.
Right.
Okay. You can touch and feel the tools. You can rub hands with industry legends. You see everything our industry has to offer. So come to the show, network, find out what's real. And then one other thing, this you know, I've trained about 175 guys. Probably 75 were retrains, 100 were from scratch.
Right.
Have money before you do this. If you go home, I don't care how good you train them.
True.
I don't care how good I train them.
Yeah.
Mike Seawall, I don't care who trains them.
True.
If you don't have money to keep you going while you're transitioning from your day job to this, everything comes to a screaming, crashing end.
Absolutely.
And you get desperate, and then you lower your prices, and that doesn't fix the problem.
Right.
So
have
your P's and Q's, come to this show.
Yeah.
This is an invaluable experience.
And that's true. It's a great piece of advice. You're the first one that's actually said that. And I hadn't even thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. Coming to a show like this definitely does give you a feel for the
This
truth
is the real deal.
It is.
It's not just advertising.
Yeah,
everybody up and down here will tell you their experience.
This is real world. It is. And you're absolutely right. As far as training goes, you're right. You, me, anybody in the industry, you know, if a guy comes in and thinks they're going to be Tom Price with Tom Price's capabilities after 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12 weeks of training, they're nuts. They're not going to be me. They're not going to be you. Like you said, they're not going to be Mike Seawall. They're not going to be any of us. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes practice. But they can get there as long as they have that.
You know what the shortcut is? Doing it right the first time.
True.
That's the shortcut.
And that is...
Nothing else is a shortcut.
And that is taking the time to do it right. So, guys, I want to thank Tom Price for
the pleasure, Lee. Shout out to Todd Sudek. I'm sorry I missed you. Shout out to the crazy Russian behind the camera, Zach Galifianakis.